Hello EDUSPLORERs, thanks for joining us again and welcome back to our channel. If you are joining us for the first time, we want to thank you for watching. The quick question is, have you ever been to Senegal or you've been to the Gambia? If you have been to any of these countries, you might have heard about the word Senegambia. On today's episode, we are exploring a very strategic economic project that has transformed the lives of millions of the Gambians and also the Senegalese. More importantly, the ECOWAS region. Africa has been talked about to develop and do trade amongst itself, but economic projects like this would transform the continent's image, and the reason why it's imperative for the continent to do business among itself. We shall be looking in details the very important SENEGAMBIA Bridge that has brought joy and transformed the economic nature in this part of the African continent. So we encourage you to watch this video to the end. We will explore in details like never before seen why this project has made the continent and also the people of this region to consider doing business among themselves and prove that the continent itself, not just countries, are looking towards a different direction. So we encourage you, we're going to be joining you in a moment, so please keep watching.
This is an historic moment for our continent. So this is entirely African driven. These African countries are making a treaty among themselves.
We've been brought up with so many borders. You know, we have our little countries, we have our little economies, our little sectors. We have so many things that divide us, and I think this is an opportunity to really push against those boundaries and to change them.
We have signaled to the world that we want to come together, and the business community is going to join us in the advocacy program. The parliamentarians are going to join us. The civil society organizations are also going on. So Africa at large is committed.
The Trans-Gambia Road Transport Corridor is an economic and strategic link connecting the northern and southern part of both the Gambia and Senegal, and by extension, ECOWAS countries to the corridor between Dakar and Lagos. It does highly support regional integration and is consistent with the development and focus areas of infrastructure and regional integration, as mentioned in most of Africa's development project in 2021, coming back to a couple of years ago talking about the African integration. These pillars and regional poverty reduction aspect and strategies for West Africa has helped many countries coming together to do business among themselves. Due to the magnitude and complexity and varying readiness of the project, it also emphasizes that it will help to transform the face in different ways. The project was built in two different phases, to implementation and also how it transformed the people's life in this region. Considering phase 1, this project also includes construction of the Trans-Gambia Bridge and 2 phases. It also includes phase 2, which has to include 1 border post, while the phase 2 comprises of rehabilitation of approximately 137 kilometers of the Sanyang road in Senegal and pavement strengthening over 24 kilometers of the Farafeni, that's in the different areas, and the 2 Senoba road in the Gambia. The total project cost phase 1 includes a contribution from the government in those both countries. The project was co-financed by the bank group, the government of the Gambia that paid just over 0.24%, and the government of Senegal that paid over 0.69% of the entire project. The project, which executed, was completed, started from 2012 and was completed in 2017. Since then, it has moved products from point A to point B, bringing some joy and also economic activities in those different. The construction of the SENEGAMBIA Bridge will allow free traffic flow between the northern and southern parts of both the Gambia and Senegal. The project will therefore reduce travel time, boost trade, and reinforces cohesion among communities which were previously isolated. The project will facilitate the transportation of agricultural products to markets, reducing post-harvest losses and boosting socio-economic activities, which is very important to the continent to tackle those areas. Interestingly, the transit corridor has been characterized by several barriers, of course, prior to the project, and the lack of reliable and fixed connections between the Gambian River. We're talking about the Yalantenda, currently serving by ferry at the time, based on the poor connection that existed prior to the development and also the construction of this bridge, which include non-physical and obstacles that such as numerous checkpoints, long and costly customs procedures, and lack of equipment at borders. The effect of those barriers slow movement of freight and also leading to high transaction costs, thereby hindering national and also regional trade in those particular regions. It is important that based on the feasibility studies and contribution, the government of Gambia, the bank, and also that of Senegal found it really interesting to construct such an amazing project to help the people of both countries to transition and move to a different direction. The bridge, which is aimed to boost trade in West Africa, is part of the Trans-Gambian Road Corridor, a vital economic and strategic link connecting both the south banks of these particular countries. We're talking about the Gambian River, as well as the Gambians, Senegal, and other countries within this particular region. It is an important thing. Constructed that was in 2015 under Yaya Jammeh, it was enabled those who traveled from the North Senegal to southern region of the Casamance, a touristic and also agricultural region, which developed at the time, or the development has been hampered in geographical isolation from the rest of the country. To avoid this taking the tour of just over 400 kilometers of movement, this particular bridge, while proud to its opening, the dramatic relationship between these two countries of the Senegambia, if you go back to their history in previous years. If you consider this, that the long-marked dispute over transportation, fishing, and also border dispute, the fact that their inhabitants shared common languages, ethnic origin, and many professional and family connections, saw it vital for these particular countries to come together and lay in this strategic link that will help them. There were some issues, so to consider this. The approach took place during the period where the president then, Barrow, to the point that came to power, which was in January of 2017, the current president we are talking about, as Senegal was at the forefront of diplomatic and above all military pressure from Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to force that Yaya Jammeh to concede defeat in the December 2016 presidential election that happened at the time. But for both countries to come together and actually work together to come to realize this project was an amazing relationship building within the African continent. So in this episode, we encourage you to keep watching where we explain in details how important this project has transformed the lives of the people of the Gambia and Senegal.
We are calling on everybody to think Africa, act Africa, and prosper Africa.
It comes down to the change of mindset.
I think this is an opportunity which Africa should not miss.
We are implementing the Africa we want.
A lot of the countries understand that this is good for them, that it is a game changer.
The Gambian River Bridge is set to end centuries of trade chaos with Senegal, considering the past history and in different ways. If you consider this particular bridge, the 1.9 kilometers Senegambian Bridge near Farafeni links the two halves of the Gambia, as well as allowing people from the north of Senegal to reach the southern Senegal's province of Casamance with ease, as we've pointed out earlier. Not up until now, people have had to use the unreliable ferry crossing or take the long route round the Gambia. Lorry drivers could spend days and sometimes a week it's in queuing up waiting for the crossing, and also meaning that the perishable goods could spoil along the way. Considering this particular opportunity that has also transformed the lives of these people, now it's also possible for people to travel from the capital, Senegal, Dakar, to Ngor in the Casamance in about 5 hours, rather than the full day that it took prior to the construction of this bridge. It's interesting to know that both countries are moving forward in different directions, and more importantly, the Senegambian Bridge has transformed economic activity and led the people of this region, and more importantly, making sure that the African continent lives to its platform of regional integration, economic development, and business prosperity. Again, we want to look at this bridge. For those of you who have been to this region, we would like to know what your experiences were, and if you've heard about the Senegambian Bridge. If you have traveled across this bridge, we would like to know what your experiences were. If you are from the Gambia or from the Senegal, we would like to hear from you what your comments are, and let us know the important economic advantages that this bridge brought to the people of this region. More importantly, how this bridge and such bridges like this could help the continent in growing further. So we want to thank you for joining us. If you are joining us for the first time, we encourage you to subscribe and share our videos to your different network. We encourage you to watch our other episode on our YouTube channel. We want to thank you for your time. We're looking forward to meeting you again in our next episode. Have a good day. Bye-bye.